Namaskar, greetings from Dr. Reena Pathak. Figures of speech, I taught I made an attempt to make you understand the important basic figures of speech. This is part 2 of the video, which some other figures of speech are still left. There are many more, but I've tried to compile and get you the most important ones which you can use in your daily writings. So first and foremost is climax and anticlimax. Climax, as the word tells you, is the end, like in a movie where the suspense comes, or the movie the happy ending comes, or in fairy tales once upon a time it starts and then they lived happily ever after is the climax. The most important comes towards the end. So climax is usually from the least important to the most important. An example can be he came, he saw, he conquered. So he came, he saw, he conquered. So from least important to most important. That's usually used for emphasis and stress. Anticlimax is basically more for humor when the most important comes right in the end and the least important comes in the beginning, in the end. So like for example, if we say he lost his handkerchief, his notebook, his maybe his mobile and his wife. So the most important coming in the end is usually for mockery or maybe for laughter's sake or maybe just a joking mode that we use the anticlimax. The next important is, which you see here, is hyperbole. That's an exaggeration. When do we use hyperbole? Usually small children, the white lies that they say, where they want to express, more than what is actually felt because you want to emphasize certain things or you want to maybe bring impact on a part which you feel the audience or the listener should be able to understand. Like she cried so much that she filled buckets with tears. Now buckets can never be filled with tears, but when the crying is to be described with stress, this kind of an hyperbole or an exaggeration has been used. So here we have a synecdoche and a metonymy. Synecdoche is part for the whole, like where we are talking about bread but we are meaning food. That is part for the whole. And metonymy means it is a meta. It's broken into two parts, meta and nymi, which means change of name. So when we use a reference to something else but we mean something else, that is metonymy. Like the pen is mightier than the sword. So the pen means the writer's capacity is mightier than the soldier's capacity, that is the sword. So here we get this. And in synecdoche, I already told, it's part for the whole or vice versa, the whole for the part. Like you say, Lord, thank you for the bread I eat. So you mean the food I eat. Or all hands on the deck. Hands here means the sailors on the deck. So this is part for the whole or the whole for the part. Now the next which is left is I believe enjambment and caesura. That is, enjambment is a poetic device or a literary device where there are no punctuation marks and the continuity of the meaning is carried from the first line to the second line to the third line, and you don't get breathless, but you understand the need of conveying the meaning from one line to the other. They are all so well interconnected. You must have seen some of the blank verses or some of the poetry which is written in enjambment, where you don't become breathless but you read in a continuity. They are small poems. There are some limericks also which have been the 4-line poems which have been written in enjambment category. The caesura is a small pause again between lines where you need to feel that pause in your dialect because you are stressing on what is to come. To be or not to be, that's the question. This is the best example for caesura. And for euphemism, we use, it's a poetic device which is usually done to avoid awkwardness or, to tell something terrible in a very modest manner or a very simple manner. That is, instead of saying that he is dead, he is passed away. And instead of saying that we say let go, instead of being fired, he has been fired. So these figures of speech, they help to give an ornamentation, as I said in my previous video. They add rhythm, they give lot of kind of volume to your diction. They give you an expression which is very, very creative. So I would actually be able to request you, if I can, that use them in your writings and see the difference, like how from a simple writing you could go into a creative expression. So use them, and please do let me know if you need any other videos for English learning, be it communication, be it grammar, or any class 9, 10th, 11th, 12th of CBSE. If you need any particular poetry or prose, any explanation, please do let me know, because these videos are being made specially for teachers teaching English as well as students or people striving to learn English. Thank you so much.